Hey everybody, it's Mike Thompson, and I am joined by Grant Harvey, my
What up,
collaborator, my resident white guy, my
resident white guy?
expert on white culture, my privileged uh, connoisseur. My okay,
Yes.
anyway, I'll stop that while I'm ahead.
Privilege a la mode.
Yeah, ew, that sounds kind of good. Sounds like ice cream, but like with like a little piece of like apple pie. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah, that
How
fits.
was how was your week been? Have you been doing well? Because I feel like we have a lot of space in between these episodes.
Yes, it's been going good. I'm getting ready for a big job transition, so yeah, I'm just excited for that to be over. I'll have more to share after that, I think.
Yes, he's leaving the CIA to join the FBI.
The FBI.
Uh, I feel like does that kind of stuff get flagged? But anyway,
As
yeah,
long as you don't mention, you know, COVID-19 misinformation, you're good.
you just said it. Now we just gonna get flagged. We're
Gosh. Oh no, what did I done?
just say the words, and that's all it takes. But yeah, job transition is a big thing. For me, I've been doing good. I Work was crazy, but it was crazy because it's been a award season, and
Yeah, that's
the good
right.
thing, yeah, the good thing is that award season is like end. It kind of like ends because Oscars is like the cap of that. Like it's like that's the penultimate, not penultimate. That's the ultimate. Like one where it's like
Hmm.
it's the finale. So once that occurred, I finished work at like midnight, and now I'm good to go. And that's what we're going to talk about is the Oscars because we're always a day late and a dollar short on this podcast.
We like
But
to take in all the narratives before we do ours, which is the final say on whatever it is.
yeah, we want the last word on this shit. But yeah,
Yeah.
you kind of touch and get into all of the different categories and what we felt about each one, whether we saw the movies or not, if we liked the people or not, gave a fuck about them or not. But before we jump into that, there was two issues that like I wanted to bring up that were so interesting. Was the red carpet because we cover the red carpet for work and cover like stories on, and we even have someone down there uh, on the ground floor at the red carpet.
Mm.
But there was two situations. One first with Hugh Grant. He did an interview with Ashley Graham, and it was hilarious because some reason it like became this huge story that he was so rude to her, and all he did was just like the way she asked questions,
Yeah.
like listen to it, and it's like the questions are kind of silly. And I know she didn't write the questions. I know they probably came from the cloud in the sky, from another a whole team of producers, someone else told her to say these things. But still, the
Right.
questions were kind of weak. So like, I would expect Hugh Grant to say some silly ass shit.
Yeah, I watched the clip, you sent it to me, and it's just a problem with the framing of it. Like it's like what it wasn't a lot to work with. And now that I think about it, the movie that he was in, Glass Onion, he wasn't in it for very long. So like, why is he even invited? Honestly.
Okay, no, but this is where the issue comes up. Is that I believe he was in. So he was in two movies. They just came
Oh,
out.
I see.
They're in theaters right now.
I see. I see.
Dungeons and Dragons he's in right now. It's out right now. And Operation Fortune is out right now. So like he's relevant. And it's just funny
That's true.
that she picked that movie because like this is the Oscars 2023 Oscars is about movies from 2022. And so
Mm,
he didn't. That was the only movie he was in last year. She should have asked the question like, "So you're in some pretty big blockbuster movies right now. Like how fun is it to like
mm.
to be like in action movies? Because I think Dungeons and Dragons, Operation Fortune are kind of like action, and he normally plays a lot of non-action. So there was another
Yeah,
movie she could have
yeah.
asked, but people
It
were
just
like,
wasn't a lot to work with.
"Yeah," and people were saying he's rude, and I was like, "I don't think so." I'm not even gonna use the argument he's just British. Because, like, yeah, they might have a different way of, like, their cadence or something, or how they deliver things, but it's like we've known this about Hugh Grant for years. So if people don't know that, oh, he talks to it because he's British, he's been in the game for decades. So I
His
think,
whole acting style was being awkward.
yeah, he was always awkward. So I think she just missed it. It was over her head.
Well, I don't even think she took it that bad. I think it's the internet blowing it up, right?
Yeah, yeah, I will say that. Which actually brings
She took it like a champ. She's just doing her job.
it brings up a great point. Is like it's so important to notice how like headlines can change the narrative of everything. Because I think,
Framing.
yeah, the framing. Because when the headline is saying that Hugh Grant was rude, everybody's like listens to it with that lens, and then they're like, yeah, he was, even if it wasn't. So it's very
And
silly.
that's really important because AI is going to make this really out of control. Like if you read a headline that says, I can't believe Hugh Grant said the N word or whatever. And then you will listen to the clip and it's a clip that someone made with an audio AI generator and it's like him saying it. Like you're going to believe it because you've read the headline first.
Yeah,
Whatever you'll have bias for whatever your first impression was, you
that's
know?
that's wild. I've seen those videos where like Joe Biden's like rapping and stuff. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
is it like, is it good enough to like hack into like voice activated things? Like, they need to get rid of voice activation.
I think they will because it is. Actually, two cases have been done. I know this is off topic, but two cases now have happened where someone has used a voice impersonator to call a bank to authorize transactions. And in one case, it did not go through. They failed. And in the second case, actually did go through, and something like $40 million was stolen because it was like wired to a different account.
Who is? How's money being
It was
transferred off of voice?
yeah, it was like a bank manager. He called, and they used this guy's voice, and they used it to authorize a transaction, like a wire
Oh, because they
transfer.
thought it was the bank manager himself.
Yeah, they thought it was the guy. It wasn't like an automated system. It was like someone got a call from their boss basically and said,
But
"Hey, can you wire $40 million?"
they should be fired because it should be more protocol than that. Like I need more than just my boss telling me to do something. I need you to send me like a passcode. I need you to like give me information. Like it needs to. I need to see you. forty
It's
million
like
dollars.
those Reddit AMAs. I need a picture of him saying like, "This is me asking on this date."
Yes. Like hold up the leg picture.
Yeah, the
But on off of that, also Cara Delevingne, the actress, she at the Oscars red carpet, like she did one of those glam bot cams where where it spins around or whatever and shows like the slow mo, and people were eat like
Mhm.
there was a headline that said like that she was rude and short with the guy because like she just was like she asked him like, oh, what do I do, 1 2 3 and like pose, and he's like, yeah. She's like, cool. She does it and she like smiles and then walks away, and everyone's like, she was so rude and all this, in the comments, on Twitter and all this stuff like that. And I was just like,
Mhm.
when did everyone become this sensitive?
Well, remember we were looking it up before, and you saw some headlines that were different, right?
Oh yeah, I saw one headline that just said like she, like was a moment or whatever, like a fashion icon or something, and then everyone's comments immediately after that were all like, she killed that, she did that, she's like, she knows what she's doing. And I was like,
She showed how she's a model or why she's
yeah,
a
and I was
model.
like,
Yeah,
it's so wild how just a little headline can like change the entire narrative of someone's opinion of the general public. I didn't realize we had that much power because, like, I mean, in my line of work, I do like that's all we do. And I was like, damn, you mean? But like, some of the comments that I get on some of my articles, like, it doesn't matter what the fucking headline says. Them bitches be like, I don't give a fuck. They be cussing my ass out. So
they're just mad at you.
yeah, maybe I haven't hit that level of power yet. Maybe BuzzFeed's not there
I think
yet.
there's some people too who they just read something and they comment just to be mad
Yeah, people do
or
read
just
the
to say
headline.
something nasty.
They just read the headlines and comment off of that. And then there will be like one or two
Yeah.
people that will comment off of like a one typo. I'm like, did you really go through this whole thing looking for a typo? Like that was like that bothers the fuck out of me. They'll be like, that's the wrong word. And I'm like, how did you find that? It was like in the middle of the fucking article. Like you literally just like you spent your day unpaid to come there and just look and find them. Like whatever. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, I just think it's very interesting how people are policing celebrities or people's anger or perceived anger or perceived rudeness. And I'm like, how is this a conversation topic? Like, why do we care if Hugh Grant was short with someone? Why do we care if Cara Delevingne didn't smile enough? Or um, we'll get into it about the awards with like Angela Bassett. Like, why?
Mm.
So weird that we're more upset about that. People on the internet be more upset about that when like literal politicians and stuff are taking people's rights away, and we got wars and all kinds of crazy shit. But like
Yeah.
we get up in arms over this stupid stuff.
Do you think this is like mob mentality at work, or do you think it's like bots, like distraction bots?
I don't know. I don't think bots are that stupid. I I part of me wants to think that bots are like the ones that are going behind all the trolling, but I'm like, there's no way a bot is that dumb. So it's like it's people, it's human people that I think that are
Yeah.
writing this shit. Because there's so many people in the world. It's probably like there's a lot of people that just sit there all day, have nothing to do. They probably work, at a bank or not. I don't know, disrespect to bank workers, but they work somewhere like a 9 to 5, and then they get off of work and
Yeah.
get on the internet, and they're like, I'm just gonna fucking be angry. My wife left. My third wife left me. I live in my mom's basement. I'm just gonna. Who's this guy, Myke Thompson? Fuck him. I don't want to talk about Disney Channel stars. I'm gonna go in here and argue. And I'm like, why is your 52-year-old ass arguing about Disney Channel stars? Get out of here, weirdo.
It, not to be be Mr. Depressing, but that problem's only going to get worse, I fear, with AI taking over more and more jobs.
Yeah. Well,
People are going to have to work on themselves
then
and
we just
find a way to be happy other than destroying other people's articles,
people are.
calling out other people's typos.
We're definitely not going to be happy. Now we just added a new group to fucking oppress. Like it's gonna be robot oppression. And I feel like AI,
Oh,
like they're like AI will probably get a little more respect than like service robots, like the Roombas and shit. The Roombas are
yeah,
gonna be
I
like
think so.
bolting.
AIs have what intelligence privilege? I don't
Yeah,
know.
there's like the ones like
Yeah.
chatbot is like up there, and then you got like Alexa and Siri and all them. Like, yeah, we're fucking mad.
Yeah.
But that's another conversation for another day.
It is. You ready?
Yes, let's talk about the Oscars. So, did you watch the Oscars at all?
I saw the first hour of it and then I watched all of the speeches on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Well, you've seen enough then, because like I feel like other than that, it was like
Yeah.
the red carpet, and then maybe like Jimmy Kimmel saying some tasteless jokes or whatever. Some were funny.
There's some bits and bobs here and there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was funny some parts. I don't want to disrespect him like that. Shout out to Jimmy Kimmel.
Did you like the opening monologue?
I I did. I think I used to like when what's the guy's name? The British guy. Why am I drawing a blank?
Ricky Gervais?
Ricky Gervais. I used to like when he used to do it, but then after we saw that clip of him saying nigga 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 nigga, I'm not into him anymore. But
Yeah.
it was giving
Not
me Joe
good.
Rogan vibes. But I think I really like the
Yeah.
monologues because they always take it there, and I think these like the actors and the filmmakers and stuff should be able to take a joke. So
Yeah.
they do it at like the whatever the press correspondence dinner. Like they make
Mm-hmm.
the politicians and the press there, so it's like just take a joke. But yeah, so I thought it was great. Um, but overall for the Oscars this year, what was intense for me was that there was so many movies that I liked a lot, and then so many actors that I wanted to win. Like I wanted everybody to win.
Mm.
It was very difficult to
Yeah,
like.
I mean, there was a lot of really talented people who were up and dare I say wholesome people? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's the right
like
framing, but
like non-problematic.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
So
like I didn't even realize this, but Bill Nye. Bill Nye, what a lovely guy. He was also nominated for actor.
What?
Like,
No, he was not. Oh, was he? Oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't know. Is it Bill Nighy?
No, you said it right. But I was thinking Bill
Okay.
Nye the Science Guy, and I was like, what? How did he not
No,
win?
no, no,
Okay, but
no.
yes,
Bill
that
Nye,
Bill.
The British guy from what's the Christmas movie? The British Christmas movie.
Oh my God,
I
Love
wanted to call
Actually.
it.
Don't disrespect Love Actually like that.
I
Don't
was
dis-
gonna call it Always Christmas all the time.
nope. Dude, that's that's in my top five. So you just disrespected my entire existence. But
Okay, well,
the
as long
song
as
he
it was
sings is
inclusive.
Christmas. The song he sings is Christmas all around, is whatever. That's why.
That's why it's throwing me off. Yeah, from Love Actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's also in Underworld. Remember, he's like the vampire dude.
Yeah, that guy's underrated. He's also in Shaun of the Dead. He was also Davy Jones, Squid
Yep,
Face.
yep.
He's in a bunch of stuff.
He's killing it.
But like that's what I'm saying. It's like he's just like casually up for an award. I didn't even realize until I read the nominations right now.
We'll get into that to him later, but I'm not sure if he even has won before. Because when they
I
have
don't
the,
think so.
the conversation about people who kind of like deserve an Oscar because they're so old and all that stuff like that, and
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, well, I don't know. Maybe he didn't even win. So not everybody that was old won. 'Cause I think he might be one of the oldest people up there. Yeah. Look, it looks like he got a Golden Globe for Gideon's Daughter in 2007, whatever the fuck that is. I have never heard of that movie.
I don't know Gideon nor do I know
He
his
won a lot
daughter.
of awards in the 2000s. I ain't never heard of none of this shit. I'll be damn. But anyway, the what we're going to talk about is the Oscars, who won, and just kind of go down the list how we felt about it, whether we were
Sort
vibe with it
of
or
like
not.
a debrief 2 weeks later.
2 weeks later, we needed enough time to watch the movies and get a full grasp of what was going on, aka we're just procrastinators. So let's talk about it. So the first category, like the way they have this organized on the website is they have writing at the bottom, which this is disrespectful.
Oh wait, I think it's in alphabetical order.
Oh, is it?
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Don't do that.
Oh, wait, it is minus Best Picture, which is organized by picture as opposed to B for
Oh,
best. So it is, in fact, alphabetical. But for a minute, it was offensive.
well, how convenient that alphabetical order puts right at the bottom. Okay, so they're gonna read it in alphabetical order, starting from the bottom then. But best original screenplay was Everything Everywhere All at Once. I wanted this movie to win all the awards because I thought it was really good. Have you seen it?
No, I have not.
I see.
I haven't seen 90% of this list, if I'm gonna keep it real.
That's fine. I don't care about the other fucking movies, but I don't understand why you would disrespect Michelle Yeoh like that.
So here's the thing. I've known about this movie since last year and
Yeah, because
that
it's
it
old.
was really good. Yeah, it came out a year ago, right?
Yeah.
And they made it in 2020. So it's like it's been out there, but I still haven't seen it. And I think the reason was because I tried to see it on streaming services and every time I checked it was always to buy on Amazon. So I
Yeah.
was like, bye-bye, see you later.
Is it on Hulu now? No.
I
It's
think it was
on
streamable on something free for a minute
it's on
there, and then I don't
Showtime.
know where it is now.
Showtime. So you gotta pay extra or something like that. Don't but anyway, you can go to Redbox and get it for $1. You tripping. But I wanted this movie to
The
win
friction was enough to keep me away. Sorry.
friction.
Yeah, like friction in business, like oh, it's not a frictionless experience. I can't just hit a button and watch it. So
Oh, okay. The,
yeah,
I wanted this
sorry.
movie to win all the awards because I've liked Michelle Yeoh. Like I've been a super fan since 'cause my dad was like really into martial arts movies. So like when it comes to people saying, "Oh, they're really big in Hong Kong," And they talk about Jet Li, Jackie Chan, Michelle Yeoh, Donnie Yen, all these different guys and stuff like that. And they're like, they were big in China. So I'm like, oh no, they were big in my house, and we are not in China, because it became normal to me to like know about Super Cop and what was she also in Police Story, Super Cop, and then Super Cop 2. She was in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, which everybody knows about because that one was kind
Yeah,
of
that's the one I know.
they
Yeah.
like ported it to American. But
Hmm.
she's just been a bomb ass actress there for forever. But it was interesting because she's never had a role in Hollywood, like a Hollywood American movie, as a top billed actor. She's always kind of been the supporting actress, and she's always been like,
Mm.
there'd be one other person, and then she'd pop up like in the Mummy movie, or she'd pop up in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. She'd pop up in some movie with Vin Diesel or something. Like she's always like some mystic, woman. But now you have this movie. She's the main. It's surrounded. It's focused around her. So the screenplay, I can't get too deep into it because you haven't seen it. And normally I don't care about
Sorry.
spoiling, but I don't want to spoil for you. But these guys, the Daniels, they call them Daniel Quan and Daniel. I can't say that last name. Shinert. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Sure, it's not offensive because it sounds very European. But but they are like I've known them for like directing music videos. So when I was like, damn, they got this bomb ass movie coming out, I was surprised because they like a lot of EDM type music videos, stuff like that. Like you remember Turn Down for What?
They did that?
They did that. He's in it. Hey
Wow.
Quan is
Oh
he's like
yeah.
the main character in it. So it was interesting. I was like, oh, they made a long ass music video. So if you watch Everything All at Once with that in mind, you're like, this is like a fucking dramatic ass music video. But
And they said that they'd been, or somebody said at the Oscars they'd been working on it for 10 years or something.
oh my god, it
Like they've
shouldn't
had
have been
ideas
that
for
long.
it.
That's too long. That sounds like us with our scripts.
Maybe they were working on it since like that music video and they've had that idea where they wanted to like do a movie with him in it and
It
then lo
felt
and
very
behold it turns
multiversal,
yeah,
but
I've heard that.
which is this is interesting because it's the best original screenplay, which you and I are obviously in support of that because like we like original stories. That's our
Hmm.
mo. But I was shocked that it was an original story that came out around this time. That it wasn't the only multiverse content because like Marvel Cinematic Universe is like they're in their multiverse era. Like they really had Loki that was about the multiverse. They had Doctor Strange was about the multiverse. They had Spider Man Into the Spider
Hmm.
Verse. They had the other Spider
Hmm.
Man where it was the multiverse with Doctor Strange again, and then they
Mm.
had Ant Man Quantumania. And so like I was like, that's interesting that another multiverse movie came up, but it has nothing to do with Marvel Cinematic Universe. So
Yeah, it was just mind meld at that time.
yeah, it reminds me of like being John Malkovich type movie
Mm.
where it's like these are some weird things that like are slightly technological, but like not, and we're not gonna explain it that much. Just fucking get into it. Uh,
I like that.
yeah, it was good. So the next is writing adapted screenplay, which I still appreciate because like I like to fancy myself as like someone that can write fiction and also screenplay. So like if someone came to me like I want to adapt your book into a screenplay, I'd be like sick. I do like when it's newer stories that haven't been told before. If someone's adapting a
Mm.
screenplay, like one of the things that's up here is All Quiet on the Western Front. Like what did they adapt? The old screenplay that was adapted? What?
Well, yeah, I guess you could argue they're adapting the book just differently,
I guess. I
but
don't know. I hate that. Top Gun Maverick is adapted screenplay, which is interesting to me.
yeah, does it have to be adapted if it's just based on if it's a sequel?
Yeah. What?
Interesting.
Maybe it was a book. Maybe someone wrote it like a fan book or something. I don't know. Well,
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't know. Living is up here. That's the movie that was. Bill,
Bill Nye.
yeah, he was in. Don't know about
You know
that.
what's interesting? Kazuyo Ishiguro, I believe that's the same person who wrote. I don't know if it's based. Yeah, it must be based on his book.
Let me look it up. Japanese British novelist. That's he sounds sick.
Yeah,
Okay.
he is sick. If you've ever read any of his books.
Obviously not. I don't see it, but he has a bunch of books up here.
Hmm.
So him adapting the screenplay, that's sick. He's living the life I want to live because he's a screenwriter who's also a full ass just author. Oh,
Yeah,
he's a musician and he's a short story writer and okay, he's kicking ass.
multi hyphenate.
But he didn't win.
Hey,
Sarah
he's
Pauli,
nominated. That means he
yeah,
can come back.
he's nominated. He did enough. Sarah Pauli won, who did Women Talking, which Women Talking should have been up for more awards than what it was. But
I haven't seen that movie, but I heard about the synopsis and it sounds awesome. I cannot wait to watch that.
it's intense,
Like
but it's great. Other things she's done, Splice, that's random. Dawn of the Dead, okay.
stories we
People have
tell
such a
is a little
range.
more on brand. Yeah. Dude, Dawn of the Dead, that's a good one. That's like the good one of those remakes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm definitely watching this movie.
it's so interesting because like I'm looking at this article right here about how like it kind of her winning that kind of sets up a trend that always happens, which does seem to occur, where movies like that will be nominated for like best adapted screenplay or best editing, and it's like if it's a female director, female writers, and stuff like that, somehow it doesn't make Best Picture, but it won't make the top five awards. It'll make some of the other ones, and it's like shouldn't those qualify? I think once your movie is up for Best Screenplay, most likely it should be probably in the best movie category
Yeah, I agree.
because those two things are
That's
directly,
so
especially
interesting.
editing. If you're
I've
up for editing and screenplay,
I
it's
wonder if that's because the studios, or because you know how these Oscar movie campaigns are like the studios decide they're gonna spend $50 million or whatever to like market it to the voters, right?
yeah.
It's kind of like a political campaign in a way. I wonder if they just don't put the money behind it in the same way, or if the voters are just like, no, we have to give it to, you know, this person, like, or that person because they deserve it. And those guys just so happen to be, the old white dudes that are always nominated.
I think there's a piece to that because there are a lot of movies that are very like unknown to people or just random off the cuff. But Top Gun Maverick won one of award of like all the nominations, and everyone knew what that movie was. They didn't even need to campaign because it was a popular movie. So like
That's true.
somehow it still managed to get nominated for everything. Um, and yeah.
Mm,
So
interesting.
congratulations to Women Talking. Then for visual effects, Avatar: The Way of Water, which
Which you saw.
I did see. You haven't seen it either? Goodness.
No, I
You
told you I haven't seen 90% of these.
why'd you go to film school? That's crazy. You should have went to like I don't know, business school or something.
You know what I saw actually? So, of visual effects, I saw The Batman, I saw Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and I saw Top Gun Maverick.
Okay.
So
I haven't seen Top Gun.
basically, I'm just like, I just have a type and it's big budget action movies.
Yeah. Well, Avatar is a big budget action movie. So is all they're all big budget action
That's
movies.
true.
I don't know. But yeah, you went for the superheroes. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think Avatar, like when you're up against a movie that's all like CGI and mocap fucking aliens, like you can't win against it.
That they took 10 years to make,
Everyone keeps
12
saying
years,
that.
however long.
They keep lying. I don't know. This is taking too long to be making these movies. Like Or the quality of Marvel
He's
movies.
gonna die before it's like George R. R. Martin in Game of Thrones. Like James Cameron is gonna die before all the movies come out. Like,
Yeah, is George R. R. Martin gonna die?
yeah, he's gonna die before he finishes those books because it's taking
Probably.
so long.
I just don't understand. Like I get why I take so long, but like not them.
Well, to be fair, I mean, billions of dollars and, reinventing visual effects, like again and again, like trying to make a movie for so long that the technology keeps outpacing you.
It just seems interesting to me because I'm like Marvel movies aren't that low in quality, but they somehow have made 15 movies in the time that they made, one. So
Yeah.
something's off. Then for sound, see, like it's interesting. Top Gun Maverick won for that, which I would have expected All Quiet on the Western Front. I would expect a war movie to win for sound.
But it was all quiet, Mike.
Oh yeah, stupid. Yeah. Also Elvis? I guess not. Like Austin Butler
Did you
also.
see Elvis?
No, I haven't. I refuse to watch it. It just looks weird. His face looks
Ah,
weird.
I saw it.
See,
I saw it because it was free on HBO. Frictionless.
oh yeah, I should have watched it because on your HBO. Missed my op.
Oh, by the way, I didn't cancel my HBO, so that's all I'm gonna say. Didn't
Is it
cancel it yet.
back? Oh, okay. Yeah. In case Warner Bros. Is listening, no, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter to me. But that's awesome. But no, I didn't watch Elvis.
Yeah.
I couldn't do his face because it reminded me too much of my face, where it's like cheek heavy. But
Oh, interesting.
his voice alone, Austin Butler spent like his entire life on that voice, so he should have won for sound. They should have given him an honorary award for best voice.
That's true. I thought he was gonna win for acting. I truly did,
Really?
but we'll get there.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't.
I thought he would. I don't know.
I did
His
not.
voice literally changed like to be Elvis. So I don't know.
I don't think it's that hard for a white person to make their voice like Southern.
No. Oh, is that? I thought his voice is like deeper and messed up now or something.
Well, did you
I don't actually know the whole story.
in the movie,
Let
the
me just
like
be
Quentin
clear.
Tarantino movie? What's the one? Once Upon a Time in
Who does
Hollywood.
he play in that?
He plays Tex, right?
Who does he play? Oh
Tex,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
he's a deep like Elvis voice. I feel like he was getting ready for Elvis right then.
Mm,
But yeah,
natural
congratulations
transition.
to Top Gun because like honestly, I it's crazy that Tom Cruise hasn't won an Oscar yet.
Mm.
That man is like breaking his legs and like snapping his body in half, and he's like 60 years old. Like we need to put some respect on Tom Cruise at some point. I get he's a
I
little like
think he didn't even go to the Oscars, didn't he? Like decide not to go or something.
yeah. Someone said he decided not to go because he didn't want to run into Nicole Kidman, and I was like, are they not over that? He's like he didn't want to see her. I was like, I guess you don't go to AMC because she's everywhere. Heartbreak feels like doesn't heartbreak feel good in a place like this? Or whatever she says.
Yeah.
He was not ready. Tom Cruise is still fucking recovering. Best short action or short film live action was An Irish Goodbye. Honestly, I didn't watch any of those, so I don't know anything about them. No disrespect to them. It's like they're not easily accessible, like you said. Friction got in the way of that.
Right. Right. Right.
But short
Let's
film,
be clear.
animated short films, I did get to see all those, and they were good. Each one was good. My Year of Dicks was hilarious. It's like that one's on Hulu if you want to see it.
I do want to see that.
It's pretty funny. It's like 90s, so like it's like a 90s like video journal, and the way the
Mm.
it's her like telling her story of like her trying to get laid, but like throughout her life, and she keeps having these failures. But it's like animated and drawn, so it kind of reminds me of like Lizzie McGuire or like Explains It All. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, so it
What
Brendan.
about an ostrich told me the world is fake and I believe them? Was that good?
Which one?
That's a great title. An
Oh,
ostrich told me the world is fake and I think I believe it.
yes. It's that one's stop motion, but it's like it breaks the fourth wall like 3 times. Like it breaks the fourth wall in the fourth wall, and it's weird. So that's
Well.
pretty cool. Ice Merchants is really nice. That one you can watch on the New Yorker, I think .com.
Mm.
Uh, it's very artsy and artistic. It looks like oil paintings or something. I don't know. It looks like it's New
Oh, I
York
like that.
style, but it doesn't. No talking. So it's like visual storytelling. Flying Sailor was my least favorite, but that one was also visual storytelling where it's just like no real voice, just really great sound and music. But then the boy, the
Mm.
mole, the fox, and the horse. That one I knew it was gonna win, because it was very much like reminded me of fortune cookie. It seemed like to write the script, they just popped out a bunch of fortune cookies and just kept like writing those as dialogue. So it was like
Well,
really.
you know that's based on a book, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so when I was at an Airbnb last year, or no, 2 years ago now, up in Washington, they had that as a little picture book. And it was the most adorable picture book I think I've ever seen. Highly recommend it.
Okay.
Also
See,
highly recommend the Airbnb. Yeah.
imagine that being animated then. So yeah, it was a really cute movie.
Yeah.
Production design winner was All Quiet on the Western Front. I feel like All Quiet on the Western Front took a lot of awards,
Mm.
which is interesting because I would have given it to The Fablemans or Babylon actually, because
Mm.
both of those movies took they both like jumped through different time periods, while the other ones were stuck in one. Like Avatar, that's obviously made
Mm.
up. Elvis was like Elvis kind of jumped through time periods of Elvis's life, but kind of focused primarily on one. But
Right.
Babylon like hopped through different eras of Hollywood, and then the Fablemans hopped through different areas of like Hollywood, kind of. And it was Steven
Mm.
Spielberg's like loosely biopic. So like, I just thought those were stronger, but you can't go wrong when you're going against a war movie. A lot goes into fucking design
Right.
and production for that. So like, it's you're about to lose.
Yeah.
What's next? Oh, the big one.
This next one's best picture. Do we want to come back to that or do we want to do it now?
Uh, we can come back to that.
Okay.
So then next is music. I The thing is, honestly, I didn't care about any of these. I would just say Natu Natu is probably the best one because it's the most popular. Like that song
Mm.
is super prominent outside of the movie because they moved people that much in the movie. So like, I guess that makes it the best original song, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. The other ones, like, I literally just not did not fuck with. Like Top Gun, I didn't even know Lady Gaga had a song, and then when she sang it live at the Oscars, she like took
I
her makeup
saw.
off, and it was all close up. It was a hot mess.
Yeah, it was interesting. I didn't remember it from the movie. So,
Yeah, it wasn't relevant. So whatever. And then This Is a Life with David Byrne, and it was just not it. That song was weird, and you'll hear it when you finally watch the movie because you hate.
I saw the performance. I saw the fingers, which feels like a spoiler.
Mm, kind of. You don't know why they're there, though. So
That's true.
the next one, best original score, All Quiet on the Western Front. But I guess if it wins best sound, I guess you would think it would win that. So that
It did
makes.
have a pretty ominous tone. Like every time they announced that movie, it would be like boom.
Oh yeah, I
Like,
remember that. People commented.
yeah,
They
that's
were like, it sounds like everyone's getting marched to their death or something.
yeah. Which I guess is accurate for World War One.
Yeah, that's crazy
Verbatim.
though. Volker, how if I'm saying this name right, Volker Bertelmann. to win against to beat out Justin Hurwitz, Carter Burwell, Son Lux, not that big in this regard of this category. But then John Williams, like he went up against some heavy hitters.
Yeah,
So that's crazy. Like most of those guys have already won Oscars for their scores, so to beat them,
crazy.
pretty cool. So the next one is The Whale winning best hair or best makeup and hairstyling, and I felt some way about that because it technically is just like him in a fat suit, and people are already uncomfortable by like the way how it's sensationalized or the way it depicted like obesity and like it. I compared it to the same as like if white chicks or
Mm.
or like Big Mama's House won like best makeup and hairstyling. It's like everyone be like it's kind of weird. Or like Tropic Thunder, they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was such great when they put him in blackface. It was like phenomenal. So yeah, I just didn't. It just didn't vibe with me. Like I no disrespect to those people that created the fat suit and created the makeup and hairstyling. Yes, they did a great job, but
Mm.
it's it doesn't seem like something that should be like celebrated in that way. I don't know. That was the
Mm.
most controversial part of the movie, and then like that's what got celebrated. So it was interesting.
That's a good point. I hadn't I don't know much about that movie. I didn't see it, but I have heard the criticism that it's almost like a, you know, what a thin person thinks it's like to struggle with obesity.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
So this is the thing that like people might not want to hear, but it's like because it's almost playing like oppression politics or something. But
Mm.
my thing is like, yeah, sucks to suck. This is what Hollywood does. Like, what all the movies that I had to see that won awards when it's like Monsters Ball and Training Day and you know Harriet or 10 Years a Slave, 12 Years a Slave, and all these movies like that. It's most of the time like there might be a person of color
Green
involved.
Book.
Green Book, yeah, there might be a person of color involved here or there, but overall, the production and the producers and stuff are white guys who want to sensationalize the black experience, and
Mm.
they make money off of that. So, like, will there ever be a movie that's like about a person who is like a larger person who is just living the good life and it's just like a fun movie or just like a heartfelt movie? Probably not, because they it has to be like trauma. So it's gonna be like women trauma, black trauma, fat trauma, gay trauma, or queer trauma. Like those are the movies that get nominated when it's anything outside of being a white guy. When it's a white dude, I feel like y'all get movies like, I mean, All Quiet on Western Front is some trauma, but that's self-inflicted.
Yeah, I was thinking of that too.
Self-inflicted. But like,
Well, let's revisit the trauma. We get to Best Picture.
yeah, Banshees and Sharon, that kind of stuff. I don't know. Fablemans, like, is it really? No, it's not. See what I'm saying? It's like just heartfelt kind of stories. Well, Banshees and Sharon is not heartfelt, but
I didn't
it's
see that one either.
it's just not the same to me. Okay, so the next international feature film was All Quiet on the Western Front. I'm kind of sick of talking about that movie. It's
Let's
interesting.
go.
Like, it's weird that
Justice for EO.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's weird that it has two categories. Like, it gets to be nominated for Best Picture and that. That seems stupid to me. Like,
That is stupid. They need to figure that out.
yeah, I feel like America has like a fascination with other countries, while other countries don't give a fuck about us. So I don't really see the
Yeah.
BAFTA.
Other than go ahead.
I don't see the BAFTAs or anyone else like making like putting so much effort into American movies, like caring about what American movies are.
No,
So it's just
the
interesting.
opposite.
Like I'm sure like India and any other country, China's like award show, they're definitely not like, oh, this is the best American movie. Maybe
Well,
like,
I think it's because the US like or the Oscars like they're like the hub of movie making, right? Like the Hollywood is like the movie central of the world, or at least that's
but
how they
it's
try to
but it's
position
not
themselves.
the original. Like we went to film school,
What do you mean?
we know that Hollywood like made movies big, but movies were being made before Hollywood.
Yes, of course. But I guess what I'm saying is like the industry of movies like is primarily driven or was for many years primarily driven by the machine that is Hollywood. And they are trying to position themselves so that they are like still that center of movie making. And it's not really necessarily the case anymore, especially with streaming.
Yeah.
So that's why they're trying to like navigate this whole international landscape. The biggest movie in the world, probably in 5 years from now, if not sooner, will be a movie that was not in the US. It'll be like Squid Game, but a movie version.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I think they're
that's
trying
probably
to
scary
navigate that.
to the mediocre
Yeah.
dude, whatever color they may be. That might be scary. Like we can't compete with like the marketing power of like Squid Game or RR, some of these other movies. Um,
Yeah.
Film editing was everything everywhere all at once. It was funny because Paul Rogers is not like when it comes to film editors, he's not a film editor per se. I think this is like his first feature film, big feature film. I think he did like music videos and stuff before and like TV shows.
Mm.
But he was the editor that did work with the Daniels before on Turned Down for What. So like it all makes sense that
Yeah.
that team together made a movie that looks like this. But it was funny. I actually wrote a story on him for BuzzFeed because the internet was going off because of how attractive he was, and no one knew who he was. Everyone's like, "Who is this editor? He's so hot." So everybody wanted to like fuck him.
Let
It was
me look him up.
it's a trip. I mean,
He's
he's kind of cute.
yeah, he's kind of handsome. He's got like he looks like a stock photo model, honestly.
Yeah, he has a very just normal look. Which me saying normal just that's a whole episode that we can make about me calling him normal.
He
Um,
looks like if you took all the Chris's and the Lukes, like the famous Chris's and the famous Lukes, and you put them into an AI generator and said, like, give me one of these,
yes,
this guy would come out.
yes. Basically, like Paul Rudd if he's photoshopped.
Yeah.
Documentary short film. Didn't watch them. Sorry. Like, it is what it is. Documentary feature film. Didn't watch them. Sorry. Like, it's funny. I've always have a hesitance of being interested in documentaries, and I think it's because of the filmmakers behind them. Sometimes, like I can't say this for all of
Mm,
them, and I can't say this for the list of these people, but I for the ones that I know personally, sometimes I get uncomfortable because it's always like a guy that kind of looks like you, and he's like,
mm.
I went to like Skid Row and like lived with them for a week, and like their lives are so interesting. I'm like, ugh, this is disgusting to me. Like it's just
Do you feel like it's cinematic voyeurism?
pretty much sometimes. But then if it's someone that's from there, like if it was someone that's from
Hmm.
Skid Row that became a filmmaker and says they want to tell about their life and their story, that's different. I'm not going to disrespect that. So like
Yeah.
there might be people from these communities or these lifestyles that are trying to uncover a documentary about their experience or about some experience they shared. So that's cool, but I just don't like it when it's like white girl went to Africa and like saw a bunch of little bald headed black kids and was like, oh, I made a documentary about it.
The one that won is interesting. Do you know anything about it?
No,
So Navalny, he's the biggest dissenter in Russia, the biggest political opponent to
okay,
Vladimir Putin.
so I do know about that, but okay, keep going.
No, I was just gonna say I haven't seen it. I really want to, but yeah, it's about him and how he's like a political prisoner now, and he's been poisoned multiple times, and I'm sure it's about his story. But the discourse around it is very interesting because there's certain camps of people who think like it winning is bad because it was kind of like a political finger in the eye of Putin, right, for the academy to vote for that. But then there are some people who are pro-Ukrainian who think it's bad because it promotes the idea of a good Russian, and that that's just like a very complicated, nuanced argument to get into. But
But see, what's wrong with the good Russian? Like all Russians have to be bad just because their leader is bad?
I know, isn't that an interesting argument?
The world sucks right now, man. It's like so sensitive about everything right
It
now.
is. It is.
Everything. And I'm tired. Okay. So now let's do directing. We don't have to get into that too much. It was everything everywhere all at once, obviously. If these fools are up for the same award, are they if this the same people as the best original screenplay, is the directors also? Yeah, come on. So
You
it
know what's pretty funny though, when you think about it? It's pretty amazing that the guys who made the farting corpse movie with Daniel Radcliffe ended up winning a best picture, or sorry, best director nomination.
over Steven Spielberg and Todd Field
Oh,
and Martin McDonagh.
like,
Like hit Banshees of Inisherin was great. That movie was fucking. It was perfect. Like I will give it that. Like I'll say with certain
oh,
movies,
so I don't know anyone who's seen it. But I heard the premise and I was really confused, like how it's so good, even
you
though
should
it's
watch
like a
it.
guy who cuts off his friend over
About our
years.
friendship.
Is it about me and you? That's what I was wondering. Like one day you're gonna cut me off.
I just caught you off cold
Like
turkey,
this
and
is the
then
list of problematic things that you did and said over a 20-year
I mean he
friendship,
didn't
and
give
now
him
I'm gonna.
he didn't give him explanations like that. You got to watch it. I don't want to ruin it. But it's
Okay.
so good. Like Colin Farrell. Who is it? Why can't I think of the other guy?
Uh
What's his name? The daddy.
Brendan Gleeson.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
They were at the top of the game. Carrie Condon, all these. They were just. It was just such a good movie. Fableman's was great. Steven Spielberg's great, but it's almost like a given.
Did you see the indie ones? Did you see Tar or Triangle of Sadness?
I haven't seen Tar. I've seen Triangle of Sadness, and I thought Triangle of Sadness was phenomenal,
I
but
thought that was gonna win.
it's just too obscure.
Mm,
And everything all everywhere all at once was just killing. Like
yeah.
they won. Their screenplay was so good, so that's why it's almost makes sense because like they did both. Like
Hmm.
the Triangle of Sadness, the directing was great to me because it was like unnerving so many times. Like
Yeah, it
like
was. It keeps you on edge the whole
there,
movie.
people be
That one I
telling
did
me
see.
you saw it good. There was a move. There
Yeah.
was a part where like they're talking. It was like a fly going like zzz around. I'm like, it
Oh
has nothing
yeah.
to do with the scene, but it was bothering me the fuck out of me. Like every scene, I was bothered. It was like or
You're just supposed to be uncomfortable the whole time, right?
yeah, someone was like eating and then like the other person's like throwing up in the background. It's like, I can't do this.
Oh, that was a whole sequence. That gave this whole household anxiety for like 24
Yeah,
hours.
I was upset. I was like, I can't do this. I can't.
Yeah.
I just jumped off that ship.
We were not into that.
They didn't want you to be. They knew.
At what point do you call done at that dinner? Like at what point do you be like, it's over? Like
The first lady that threw up. No, actually, fuck that. The minute the ship
yeah,
started
right?
shaking, and when the ship was shaking too hard,
When Woody Harrelson's like standing there like on a one of the stationary surfboards and he's just like completely diagonal.
but the thing was, is what was so great to me about the directing, the writing, everything was that I was so thinking that the ship was gonna crash. I was like, these people are gonna die. And then it was not, that had nothing to do with the reason why the ship got fucked up.
No, it was pirates.
It literally was just like those poor people. Well, they're not poor. No, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Okay. Costume design was Ruth Carter. This is her second time winning. She just fucking killed. You can't fuck with Ruth Carter.
Yeah.
I will
I
say,
mean, that movie was amazing
yeah,
visually.
there was. I will say it's great, but I can't like. I mean, it's just a hard competition because everything, everywhere, all at once. Like they're like jumping from multiverses. Come on now, there was so many costumes
Mm.
that were being that were had to be done, and Oh, you haven't seen it yet. You'll see.
So I see your argument is usually like volume of content that you have to create. You're like, hey, the people had to make so many sets that were good, they should get the credit. Whereas like the people who make so many costumes, like when you have to do it on like maximal, you think those people are the ones that should get the award.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, Ruth Carr did do like every single, when it comes to all of the underwater people and the Wakandan people and
Mm-hmm.
everybody, like that's a lot of people to costume and to come up with these different designs. And then I heard that she even 3D printed
That's
like
true.
jewelry and the ornate headdresses and stuff like that.
Mm,
So it's like
that's cool.
it is pretty epic. So she deserves that award by all means. But I'm just like, we can't discredit like Babylon and like Everything All at Once. Those are two I've seen. The costumes were
Mm-hmm.
on point. Like I never once didn't believe that these people were who they were.
Yeah,
Uh,
and I mean Elvis, you have a lot of period pieces, same as Mrs. Harris. So
yeah,
it's tough competition.
I will say that Elvis though, like the reason why I'm not like head over heels for that one is because I've seen a lot of Elvis impersonators in Las Vegas, so like those costumes are easy to come by. I'm just
Fair enough.
I'm just saying. I don't
Fair
know.
enough.
So cinematography, see, it was all quiet on the Western Front again. I don't know if it was all that. I just don't know. I feel like when you already have a blueprint, like three different blueprints, you have the book, you have the movie, and you have your movie. So it's like
No.
you don't know shit yours is gonna be good because you have so many things to go off of. Some of these other people had to be this is the first one ever done.
Mm,
So they have to come out of nowhere with it. They have to make it up out of the top of their head. I would have said, but
yeah.
yeah, it's like hard when you have Tar versus that. It's like Tar is beautiful, but is it a war movie? No.
Right.
Um, Animated feature film. Have you seen these?
So the only one I saw was Turning Red, and that's the one I wanted to win because that movie is awesome.
Okay, this is crazy because Disney normally never loses or Pixar.
That's why I thought it was a sure bet.
No, but you know why it's not a sure bet because it's not. They didn't couldn't relate to it because it was not a little white kid and it was a
Well, but
girl.
where's that argument with Everywhere, Everywhere, All at Once?
Uh,
I think it's a more technical argument. I think it's that it came out so long ago, and I think it was a direct to Disney Plus, wasn't it? So I think it had those two negatives, and it's
yeah,
going
yeah.
against
That
it.
also, but women are at the helm, so I don't know. I think that
That's a
plays.
good point.
Women are at the helm, and it's women of color. You got to remember that Everything Everywhere All at Once is still written by men and directed by men.
That's a
Uh,
very good point.
so, because like when I say not relate to it, it's not just people of color. I'm saying like the woman aspect. Because
Right.
is the Woman King up for a lot of nominations? Nope, none. Right?
No, got
Is
shut out.
was Till, which was also I think female directed, maybe. I'm not sure, but that that one I don't think was up. Women Talking wasn't up for certain awards. Like they get shut out when it's like women that take over with powerful women. But
Yeah,
whatever. Turning Red, I did like it a lot. Pinocchio though was sick. I will say Pinocchio was tight.
I haven't seen it.
You should watch it. It's on Netflix. What?
Yeah, that one I just wasn't interested. I know Pinocchio. I wasn't really into the
No,
first Pinocchio,
no.
so
Watch it. Watch it. I thought that
okay.
too. I thought that too. It's they add new
Okay.
elements to it. That's pretty cool. It
I did
reminds
see the little animated character. It was like a little tree guy. I thought that was cool looking.
basically Pinocchio. While as long as he's wooden and not human, he can't die. So it's like Little Nicky.
Oh, interesting. Nice.
Uh,
I wonder if you're the first person that's ever compared those two movies.
I hope not because it's very much reminded me of Little Nicky. Let's see, Little Nicky and Pinocchio,
Is Little Nicky technically just a remake of Pinocchio?
or the other way around. Yeah, I might be one of the
Well,
first people. Yeah, I might be one of the first people to think that. Okay, because I am a
that's
genius.
so funny. That movie.
Okay, so now
Wow.
we can do best picture.
Throwback.
Uh, I don't want to.
Yeah, you want to do that before the actors and
Yeah,
actresses?
because best picture was
Okay.
everything, everywhere, all at once, which we didn't even have to go into it. See, like even the producers was a guy. It's so weird that the producers win that one because I guess they're the ones that like saw this movie and took it on and put money into it.
Yeah, but it's always like underwhelming when the producers give the speech at the end.
Yeah, because I'm like, no one cares about you. I don't know if you mean, but like,
Yeah,
no one knows who you are.
unfortunately.
Uh, at some point, I do feel like though, in our as we get older, I think that some of those producers might be people we actually do know as actors and celebrities.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. I mean, a lot more actors are producing their own work. Like, think about Reese Witherspoon and her company, Hello Sunshine. I think most big actors now have production companies, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like even this, like right now, like Top Gun. Uh, the producers are Tom Cruise, Christopher McQuarrie, David Ellison, and
Who's
Jeremy.
the writer?
Huh?
Christopher McQuarrie is one of the writers. Or yeah,
But he's the part of these are all the producers too. The producers are Tom Cruise. So like,
I just think that's cool. Like Tom Cruise is producing it, but so is the screenwriter on the project or one of
yeah.
them.
I mean, that's his main man. He's literally has bankrolled Tom Cruise's like entire life.
That's
Uh,
true.
but yeah, so like it's already happening that way where you start to see like even Francis McDormand's name is up here. Like they start to pop up now as we get older. But yeah, most of
Oh,
the
that's
time
true.
we don't know who these people are. But yeah, I think everything all at once. I think the producers do deserve that because that's a movie easily to overlook when it comes to when you have Avatar. It's a sure for sure movie. Banshees in a Sharing,
Mhm.
it has that even that vibe of Oscar nominated or big movie. Elvis, it's gonna be a big one. It's a musical. It's about a celebrity, about a musician. Fableman's a Steven Spielberg. Tar is like if someone came to me and said Kate Blanchett is gonna be like this famous composer who was like disgraced and all, it sounds like a fucking big money maker. But to
Mhm.
say like we had this movie that's like a lead is a female lead, it's like martial arts adjacent. It's multiverse themed. You'd be like, So those producers found a good one. They
Yeah,
did,
that's true. And it was also, I think, pretty low budget, wasn't it?
yeah. And compared like Avatar, is it in the same category as this? Like, damn, like you got to be hot.
That is crazy.
If the money you spent on Avatar and All Quiet on the Western Front, and then you have to lose to everything on the launch, like,
I heard he also didn't go to the Oscars. Him and Tom Cruise were very
James
upset.
Cameron.
Yeah, I heard that. I don't know if it's true.
Because let's be real, they're part
Oh
of that
my.
group. They're part of the group that we went to school with. They're like, it's hard out here for a white guy. And it's like just because you're not the main event anymore.
Yeah, it is, Mike. It's hard for us.
Probably. But let's talk about who made it hard.
Yeah,
Y'all did
also us.
you did that to yourself. Let's talk about the actors now.
Hmm.
So we have best actor in a supporting role. Who
Ke Huy Quan.
Ke Huy Quan, which was sick.
That is crazy. That's so cool.
You need to watch the movie. He's so good. He's funny. He made me tear up a little bit. I got embarrassed. I was happy. I was shocked. I was like, because without giving too much away, he also has to play multiple characters. Like Michelle Yeoh isn't the only one playing multiple characters. So when we watch like Us and we're like, oh fucking Lupita Nyong'o is so tight where she would like interchange between two different people. They're doing
Yeah.
that for like a bunch. So
Wow, that's
they acted
crazy.
their asses off. Like when if some people go, oh well that movie was all right, but like I don't think it was as good as nah. You can't disrespect Ki Hui Kwan and Michelle Yeoh like that. Like Kate Blanchett did well. Kate Blanchett always does well. She's fully trained in that. And but in Tar she plays one person. Now if she played Tar and she was playing 15 people, then we'd have to have another discussion. But they're playing like
No,
people in this movie. So he fucking acted
crazy.
his ass off. And to be out of the game for so long and then come back. So he deserved it. His speech was amazing. He was like giddy like a little kid the whole fucking time and so excited to win. Like he made me happy
Yeah,
he won. So I was like, he's so excited.
I cried.
I,
I
yeah.
was cried for him.
So it was
I didn't even see
he's
the movie, but I was just happy for him.
I think his award came up pretty early too. And so it was funny. I was like already
Yeah,
crying.
it was like the first one.
Yeah, I was like, I can't be
Yeah,
crying the whole fucking ceremony. Like I was like, I'm already like bawling. But yeah, he was just so sweet.
yeah,
I was happy for him.
yeah. He was.
But yeah, he went up against some heavy hitters. Brendan Gleeson was great. Barry Keoghan was great. But they're in the same movie. Causeway I couldn't
Hmm.
finish. I got too sleepy. It was too low and boring for me. I'm sorry, Brian Tyree Henry. Don't be mad at me. I fucking watch Atlanta religiously, so like I still gave you money, but I could not do that.
I didn't see it, but he was my pick to win just because I thought he would win.
Who, Brian
I
Tyree?
didn't really know. Yeah, I
Uh,
didn't really know any of the other
oh
performances.
no,
Yeah,
I knew Ki Huy Kwan was gonna win because he won everything else. Screen Actors, Golden Globe, he won all the other things.
that's
Um,
awesome.
the next one, Best Actress in a Supporting Role. I'm. This is hard, okay, because this is how like I need to preface this with I am very much a Jamie fucking Lee Curtis fan, and you cannot come for me for what I'm about to say because it's no disrespect to her because I'm a real fan. Like if y'all want to be like, oh,
Let
I,
me co-sign that for you. Let me co-sign that for you. Mike's favorite movie of all time. Jamie Lee Curtis is like the lead role in that.
yes,
I forget the name of it, but the
True
Arnold
Lies,
Schwarzenegger spy movie one.
True
Yeah.
Lies. She's my
True
favorite.
Lies, True Lies. Yeah,
My
yeah.
favorite part of the whole movie. You can ask my mom and dad. Like I was a little kid. We saw it at the movie theater. I watched it over and over again. I know her lines. Like it's so there's that. Like Jamie Lee Curtis is my shit. A Fish Called Wanda, Trading Places, fucking. There's so many other fucking movies. Like she's my shit. But I, it was, it was not this. Her role in this was not that like. It was like she was great, and she deserves any award she receives. But when you're up against these people, even Stephanie, I'm not sure how to say her last name. I think it's Sue. But she was in everything, everywhere, all at once as well,
Mm,
and she plays the daughter. And so, like, just as I'm saying that Michelle Yeoh and Ki Hui Kwan played multiple people, she's their daughter, so she obviously also plays multiple people, and she killed it.
mm,
She deserved that award probably even more so than Michelle Yeoh and Ki Hui Kwan. So it's
mm.
very hard, but it's like, how can she? She's such the rookie when she's going up against these other people who are fucking seasoned. Um,
Right.
and then Carrie Condon was fucking. She was great and She's the Inner Sharon, but that, like I said, that movie was perfect. So it was. It's like a given that she was gonna be good. The movie was fine. The movie was fine tuned. There wasn't like an element or a scene that was out of place. Everybody was
Wow.
on their mark. It's like there's certain movies out there that aren't like the best movie, but I can tell when the movie did exactly what it set out to do, and so she was great.
Mm.
But then Angela Bassett. I don't want to forget Hong Chow. Uh,
Yeah, because I was gonna say I know her from some stuff. She was also in what was it, The Menu? Did you see that?
she's in The Menu. She was in what you call it with with. She's in the second season with Janelle Monáe. Remember it was like where
Oh,
they get like
um,
brainwashed.
yes, Homecoming. Homecoming,
Homecoming.
right? Or
Yes.
something like that.
She's in a couple things. She's fucking. She's so unnerving.
Really good.
Good. So this category was just stressful because I was like, I want everyone to win. I like all of them, but
Yeah.
I I'm not gonna lie. I 100%, 1,050 million gajillion percent wanted Angela Bassett to win. This
Yeah.
she deserved. She deserves it. She earned it. She worked hard. She was great in this role. Like people don't understand that it's one thing to be acting as like a hurt mother or a broken mother who lost her son, but she's not on top of that. He's really dead.
Hmm.
So it's like imagine if the second Batman or something came out and then well he's a bad guy so it'd be weird. Uh, but if Dark Knight
No, but if you play it out, like
yeah
say, Heath Ledger is playing Robin, and like the third Batman movie comes out after Heath Ledger died, and whoever's playing Bruce Wayne, let's just say in this hypothetical situation, it's still Christian Bale. Christian Bale had to actually grieve Robin in the film. Well,
yes
he's like grieving Heath Ledger in real life.
and when they say cut, you gotta cut, and you gotta maybe do it again, and do it again, and then do it again. Like imagine that. Like that takes fucking power. So it's like we can't discredit just because it's a superhero movie. I don't want to hear that bullshit because all every time some white guy plays a Joker, y'all give him an award. So you given awards to
Mhm.
superhero movies before. Calm the fuck down. The I think she killed it. She deserved it. If not, she didn't deserve that
She
for
definitely
every.
did.
She deserved that for every other movie she was in.
I have a controversial question for you, Myke.
Okay.
Does Angela Bassett deserve better? Like, does she deserve not just to win Best Supporting Actress? Does she actually deserve to win Best
Yeah,
Actress?
she deserves to win Best Actress. But so that's this is the problem here with Hong Chow, Jamie Lee Curtis, Angela Bassett. There needs to be roles for them to play in the position of like Kate Blanchett and Meryl Streep and these other actresses and Frances McDormand and all that. They can't keep recycling these same white ladies. Like there's some other people out there that are phenomenal and they shouldn't be at this stage in the game. They shouldn't be supporting actors, especially if they're supporting
Yeah,
actors.
like I was just thinking, like when Angela Bassett wins, she should win when she's the lead of the movie, and like she should have that killer role. She still needs that Michelle Yeoh recognition for that lead role.
But
And I
when is
feel
that
like she
going to
hasn't got
happen?
that yet.
Because that for that to
I don't
occur,
know, like, because you can't
that's,
just say make a perfect script for her and then cast her in it. Like, she's been in a bunch of killer movies. Like, she's a legend.
she
So,
was she was the lead
but
role
the
in
past is the past.
What's Love Got to Do with It, and she should have won for that.
Exactly. Exactly. But what I'm saying is, like we're in the present now and looking forward. Like, like, we have to give her better stuff to work with.
Yeah, it's crazy too because there are people out here that know how to utilize their white privilege and they do it well. Like Ryan Murphy is in that group. He literally was like, "Look, Angela Bassett is the shit," and a lot of people acted in his shows. He had Kathy Bates, he had
He
Jessica
had Jamie
Lange,
Lee Curtis.
he had Jamie Lee Curtis. He had a lot of these people, but he was like, Angela Bassett is the shit. She doesn't need to be an American Horror Story anymore. I'm gonna give her her own show, and she got 911. She's one of the highest paid people in television, and she's won awards for 911 every single year that the show's been in syndication. So
Put some respect on
it's
her
like, come on,
name.
y'all. You know she's fucking killing it. Like I don't even. There's very few people that are acting in TV the way she is and still acting in movies. Like it's like Viola Davis is probably the only other one. So just
Yeah.
yeah, she deserved it. But Jamie Lee Curtis, I'm very happy for her because I don't think there was any other moment that Jamie Lee Curtis would have won an Oscar because honestly, Halloween movies and all of that are just not it for people. So it's great.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen any of those.
If I
Back
was
to things I've never seen.
if I was a producer or had the power to create a movie just with the snap of my fingers, I feel like honestly I would look at like these Oscar lineups sometimes and be like, let's just fucking cast this collection of people. Like if you had
Yeah.
a movie and the movie's like starring Jamie Lee Curtis, Angela Bassett, Hong Chow, you're like, whoa, what the fuck is this movie about? You'd be like, this shit sounds crazy. Like Just stack it. Just like fuck it.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna stack it with all these phenomenal women. So,
I know. They should really do that.
thing about one thing I want to touch on before we get to other ones is Angela Bassett. So when she lost, everybody made a big deal about how her reaction looked because like she didn't stand up, she didn't clap, she didn't smile immediately. But it was only like a 2 second clip of like on her. So I'm sure she smiled or clapped later on. But initially she didn't, and then like people were like, "She's so like." They started. It started getting really like misogynist, misogynoir, policing
Mm,
black women's bodies type
mm,
shit, where everyone was kind of like coming out like how she just was ungrateful and stuff. And I was like, ugh. Like I think people are allowed to be disappointed. Like that's a normal
yeah,
human reaction. Like we put too much.
especially given everything you just said about how accredited she is and how deserving she actually is.
Yeah,
Like,
you like she was shocked, and I don't. For me, like I don't want to put too much in her head because like I don't know what she was thinking, but I know for me the way how I operate is that I'm more sad when there's more riding on it than just me, and like I
mm,
can lose easily, but if say I was making something in your honor and then I lost, now I'm really sad because I lost it for us. So like
mm,
when it comes, she's like, if she would have won, remember Chadwick Boseman somehow didn't win his award. He didn't win for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom after he died. Now he can never ever win again. He can never be nominated
yeah,
ever
that's
again.
right.
And that was really weird because most of the time people die, they give them the award, and everyone like somehow he didn't get it. It was, and he lost to like Anthony Hopkins, who like had like five already. So I was just like, oh, this is
Yeah.
disrespectful. So it's like this was her chance to win something for the last remaining remnants of of Chadwick Boseman. This is the last thing connected to him, the last totem of his career, and now
Mm.
it's
Was
gone.
her grief for him, her
Yeah.
real actual grief.
So yeah, she's gonna be
Yeah.
sad. Come on now, y'all. Best actress in leading role. It's pretty obvious. We in the same regard, everything I said for Angela Bassett carries for her. We already like at the
Hmm.
top of this. I like talked about her fucking career and how much I think about her. So for Jamie Lee Curtis and Michelle Yeoh to both win, my childhood like crushes like one. So I was like, I'm fine. I'm good. This is a good night for me. Kate Blanchett losing,
Yeah.
like everyone's like, Tora was so good. I'm like, do you understand how many times this woman has been nominated and won? And like, she's always good. Yes, Kate Blanchett can fucking read. She can read the nutrition facts off of fucking Nutella and win an Academy Award for it. Like, I don't. That's not like. Let's calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
Um, and then I didn't watch
What
Blonde.
about Andrea Riseborough? She's the one that had that kind of like shadow campaign, right? What was that?
I'm not into
They did
it.
the
I don't.
investigation.
This movie looks whack, and I'm over it. Like, no, you should not be nominated that way. I don't know. I'm not into it. I don't like the way she got into it. It's nothing against her, just the process was just not it for me.
Yeah. And then what about Best Actor?
Best actor. Now this is interesting because yeah, it's in the same regard as the rest of them. He's like my childhood one. Brendan Fraser like
Mm.
is legendary. Like
I've
he needed to
I've
win.
loved him ever since George of the Jungle.
See, I liked him before that, like Encino
I
Man.
know, but that's the first thing I saw. Oh, and The Mummy. The Mummy is my all-time favorite movie.
Yeah, like the fact that Michelle Yeoh and him are both in the third Mummy, which is the shittiest Mummy, and they're both Academy Award winners now. Like when if you announce that movie now, you're gonna be like Academy Award winning actors Brendan Fraser and Michelle Yeoh starring in the Mummy. Rise,
Basically, justice for The Mummy 3.
yeah, the shittiest.
All we need is Jet Li in there, and then we're good. That's the holy trifecta.
Where is
We
he?
just need Jet Li to win an Oscar.
I haven't seen Jet Li in a minute. I feel like he
Yeah. Is
retired.
he okay?
I think he retired.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, other people were great. Paul Mescal, and Austin Butler should just be honored to be in a category with these grown ass like men who have like illustrious careers. So that's sick for them. Like I know a lot of people are upset that Austin Butler lost, but to be a a Disney Channel actor who like went on to become an Academy Award nominee, he's doing great.
That's pretty good.
He's doing great.
Yeah.
You can't say Zach. It's like Zac Efron's not up there. Like the only person that might get to that caliber like him might be like Zendaya, because
Yeah. I was thinking of her.
she won a bunch of Emmys already. But the rest of them, like, it ain't gonna happen. Unfortunately, not right now.
We'll
So yeah,
see. I mean, anything can happen.
we'll see. But yeah, that's a big win for him. So, or
Yeah.
congratulations to all of them.
I liked what he said too when he was like, he said something to the effect of my career, it came easy for me at first, which I didn't take, which I took for granted until it stopped. And I think that's like a really interesting way of framing that.
White privilege.
Yeah, basically.
No,
Yeah.
it's true though, because he was like the heartthrob for a while. He was just like the hot guy. So like he just got to play it in any movie, whether it's comedy, serious, like he was rom coms. He was just like he was just constantly in movies. Like it became normal that Brendan Fraser was in a movie, and then Monkey Bones or whatever came out, and shit got weird.
That's
That man
true.
the
That was the
movie,
last movie I
like
remember.
yeah,
Yeah.
Monkey Bone. I was like, I don't know. This might be the fall, and it was. It was sad, but he's back,
Yeah, definitively,
so
which
we're
is good.
happy.
Well, any final thoughts on that?
No,
There was no big controversy of the night.
I thought I talked about it already.
No, I said there was no big controversy of the
Uh,
night.
yeah, there wasn't any big controversy tonight. I don't think so. I think it was a very smooth evening, and this seemed like the most wholesome, heartfelt of all of the Oscars. Like when people won their awards, they were like thanking the way they thanked their families and stuff, and people just seemed really adorable and cute. The guys who did the Natu Natu song, like he like made an original song to sing about India and winning, which
Yeah,
was
that was awesome.
it was just yeah, it was just adorable. It was just like oh, like these people really were happy to win. I think it's because they were all on ecstasy and they're about to go to the Vanity Fair party, but it is what it is. Because they like literally went to a party afterwards, and I was like, the show ended at midnight, and I know it ended at midnight because I was watching it and it was across the street from me. So like the fact that you're going to a new party at midnight, like they were turned the fuck up.
Yeah, that's wild.
Thank you for listening to Black Man in the Right World.
If you like what you heard, please like, comment, subscribe, or leave us a 5-star review.
For more, go to www.blackmanrightworld.com or email us at blackmanrightworld@gmail.com.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.